So in a minute I'll back things up and you can see the sky such as it is washed in. Before I actually begin laying paint on the sky, I want to cut in to some of my foreground and bring some of the shapes up to my satisfaction. So I've mixed up some ultramarine blue and burnt umber, and I'm going to go over some of my thinner lines to give myself a bit of freedom, a bit of lateral movement when I'm painting the sky, because I easily will cut into places that I don't necessarily mean to. So if I widen the line in certain areas at least, then that's a bit of a safety feature, you know. Also, I think I want to put a line across there, break that wall up a little bit. Okay. Make that line a little thicker as well. Just trying to catch areas that I know I'm going to want to work on. Or areas that I believe, you know, could use a little bit of change. A few modifications. A little brushing up, forgive the pun. Yeah, I think that takes care of that. I wanted this little nub sticking out of that post to be just a little bit thicker. That makes it a little bit truer. Another thing. This shed bothers me just a little bit, not much, but I'm going to make it bigger. Now that paint underneath is a bit wet, so I guess we'll just have to live with it, because I do want this shed a little bit bigger. Doesn't have to be by much. That'll do it. Okay, we'll move the camera over here to our next spot. These three buildings. Yeah, that one, the one is so far away, I don't know if you can even call it a building, but okay. Okay. Lay over that, lay over that, lay over that. This line's okay. I think I'm gonna break into it a little bit though. Just too straight, too new looking. This line is going to be a bit of an overhang. So I think I'll make it a bit thicker as well. And then I can cut into it with the sky a little bit to break up how straight that is. I'll just leave myself a little hint right there. And then And then this side is coming a little bit low. We'll raise that just a tad. That'll be okay. Okay, and this little, oh, I know what I wanted to do. I think I washed these walls in a little bit too light, both the faces and the sides. I'll go over that, but not with the very dark paint that I have with me now. But, or rather the dark paint that I have on my brush right now. But I think I'd like to make these openings just a bit bigger. I shrunk them when I washed the this wall in, and I want to re-enlarge them a little bit. Okay. I'm so tempted to draw some lines in. Okay, I'll give in to my temptation. Just one. Just to break that wall up a little bit. But yeah, I'll probably wash this in darker. Later! Decision I don't have to make right now. Okay. Let's move over to little Mr. Pump House here. I think in general it's just fine, but I would like to have a break in the roof line. Maybe about there. Split wood and all that sort of thing. Okay, these, you know, I know they seem like small things, but they're really not. All those little refinements that a person wants to make, they add up. They definitely add up significantly to the quality of a painting. You know, even though this is not a detailed painting, it's not realism. That phrase, attention to detail, is something people will pick up on, including the artist. So, I think that's okay. I think I've got it to the point where I can paint my sky now. You know what, let me just change the camera here again. Back it up so you can see the whole thing. Let me level it off a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're good to go as far as beginning to paint the sky now. But I want to let the paint that I've just laid on here dry before I get into doing too much on the sky. I think more than likely I don't want to start up here and work my way down. I think I'll rather lay sort of an imaginary line across here, and from there down go more with these colors. I went too green up here, but you know, you can see a few things forming in the sky here. Very ethereal. This needs to be broken up. Too many, you know, brushes in the same direction. Too much of the same color. That's fine. It's just a wash-in. It needs variety and some form, some shape. You know, something that, as I mentioned, this is not stark, clear blue sky. It's almost as though there's moisture in the upper atmosphere. Well, the atmosphere. So you will have some somewhat indistinct shapes showing here and there. You see a little bit beginning here. This needs more organizing. You know, I have so far I kind of like this cloud scudding off to the right and a little bit towards us. Likely I'll have a filament or two of the cloud, maybe here, maybe here, maybe a hint of it here. I don't know. But I don't want this to stand out too strongly. I don't want hard edges on it, let's put it that way, against everything else. We're just kind of zeroing in on what the sky's going to look like. But it's still a very wet wash-in, so we'll have to give it some time. Okay? At least you have a sort of an overview of the direction it's taking. We'll talk to you soon, guys.